What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I'm back with another little Durk video, and apparently he wants his M-for-Hire case thrown out. So let's get into this article by the Chicago Sun-Times and find out why. Rapper Lil Durk's lawyers on Thursday called for the dismissal of his M-for-Hire case in Los Angeles after learning that a judge and a prosecutor received death threats that weren't disclosed to the Chicago superstar's legal team for 7 months. Lil Durk, whose real name is Durk Banks, was initially charged in the conspiracy October 2024. The same day, 5 other men were indicted in the unaliving of the cousin of rival rapper Quando Rondo in LA in August of 2022. In an explosive court filing, Banks' lawyers and the attorneys for 3 of his co-defendants hold that secretive investigations and closed-door meetings about the threats have irreparably compromised the structural integrity of these proceedings. Government officials knew in February that U.S. Magistrate Judge Patricia Donahue had received 4 voicemails threatening her life and courthouse personnel as she oversaw the early phases of the case. Assisting U.S. Attorney Ian Yanello, the lead prosecutor, got similar threats in April, days before seeking a superseding indictment. The violent case-specific death threats invoked the name of Banks and one of his co-defendants, DeAndre Wilson, the filing states. Every judge in the Central District of California was warned while a secret investigation was conducted, but the defendants weren't told until October 1st. Donahue got 4 emails from a mail caller on February 22nd that contained explicit death threats and invoked acts of mass destruction accompanied by sounds mimicking gunfire. The caller told Donahue to do the right thing and free Banks and Wilson. If they get life, I'm gonna burn this expletive down. I'm talking about the world. I'm gonna burn it and burn it to the ground, the caller allegedly said. Federal law enforcement officials soon started investigating and looped in the prosecutor's office, the filing states. An FBI agent arranged an interview with the suspected caller and reported back to prosecutors in the U.S. Marshal Service. On April 28th, another person called Yanello and threatened to unalive him and other courthouse staff while urging him to free Banks, court records show. 3 days later, a grand jury returned a second superseding indictment with a new charge of stalking, resulting in an unaliving. During a hearing on May 8th, Donahue denied Banks' petition to be released on bail because she deemed him a flight risk and a danger to the community. To state the obvious, Judge Donahue was in no position to consider whether Mr. Banks was too dangerous to be released while having been both personally threatened by someone purporting to act on Mr. Banks' behalf and having had her entire workplace physically and violently threatened by the same, the defense lawyer said in the filing. And not once did she reveal this potential for partiality and conflict to the defense or put the matter on the court record for the good of the public's faith and the impartiality of the proceedings in any way. She has since handed off the case to U.S. District Court Judge Michael Fitzgerald, and it's typical procedure for a magistrate judge to only oversee the preliminary stages of a case. When Fitzgerald took over, he denied Banks' appeal of Donahue's detention order in June and kept the threat secret. It wasn't until August that the government raised safety concerns according to the filing, and even then the threats and investigation weren't disclosed. Prosecutors ultimately began providing details on the threats on October 1st, prompting defense lawyers to press for more details. The lawyers framed the alleged cover-up as institutional in scope and said that Yanello's process as both lead prosecutor and victim of a violent threat presents an irreconcilable conflict of interest. A spokesman for the prosecutor's office declined to comment. Durk's lawyer, Jonathan Brayman, didn't immediately respond to a request for comment. The defense lawyers are now calling for the case to be tossed out, arguing that these violations strike at the core of due process and the constitutional guarantee of receiving fair hearings in front of an impartial decision maker. If that request isn't granted, they want all the judges and prosecutors in the Central District of California to be disqualified. The trial is set to begin on January 20th. Well, guys, let me know what y'all think about that. Do y'all think that this is a good reason for this case to be thrown out? I'm not sure if it'll get the whole thing thrown out. I do definitely think that it could get a venue change and get this case moved to a different location, but I'm not sure if it's enough to get the whole thing thrown out. I definitely think that these threats should have been brought to the defense attorney immediately when it happened. I don't think that they should have kept that from them. I find it odd that they did. And also it's weird to me that people are actually calling and making these threats. I feel like that's so stupid. Like, I could never imagine being that much of a fan of somebody that I'm like, they're locked up, I'm gonna call and I'm gonna threaten these people knowing that this is the government we're talking about and they can trace me and lock me up. Like, that's insane to me, but that's besides the point. Anyways, You guys let me know what y'all think in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned to the channel because I will be following this case, so I'll be back with any more updates. So go ahead and lock in with me and subscribe. And if you like this video, please hit the like.